Folks, in today's episode, with spring training underway, it is time to tell you about 3 prospects that I feel may have tremendous 2023 campaigns. And as a result, we will see their respective first Bowman auto prices rise in value as the weather warms up. Gang, it has been far too long, and I am so glad to be back with you. It is with such pride that I reflected this last while on CCL's 15 months on the air, coupled with the gratitude I feel from our community, and as a result, continue to bring to the show each week, providing you, the fans, with my best ideas on baseball prospects. Now, folks who have been with us since day one or joined along the way know that when I share my prospect ideas, that I vote with my own wallet and invest right alongside you. Whether it was Vaughn Grissom in the early days or Michael Harris II, those were absolute home runs for the channel. Or fellas like Jordan Westberg or Bobby Barrels who continue to improve, and I still like, but are more of a wait and see. So when I tell you about the 3 players I have in mind today, just know that I myself am stocking up on slabs and raw copies of said players, and you can see those in any of my just invested segments as they arrive at the office. Now, just before we get to the good stuff, be sure to hit that subscribe icon and help us get a little closer to 1,000 subs. More importantly, help us reach more collectors who really should hear what our community has to say. So, on with the show. Our first player today is none other than former Miami Marlins shortstop Jose Salas. Now granted, Salas has lost some of his hype and is a bit of a sleeper these days, but he was once a highly sought-after chase card when 2021 Bowman was released, and what better time to check in on him than when no one cares? Now, first off, Salas is a super young player, still just 19 years old and a slick shortstop, sporting a .984 fielding percentage while in high A last season, which is why I was quite surprised that he was traded to Minnesota this offseason. And it's still kind of mind-blowing to me, to be honest. But obviously the Marlins have other plans and have a pretty good farm, so they can afford to let him go, I suppose. Salas has a decent strikeout to walk ratio, which we love to see here at CCL and young kids. Walking 23 times and striking out 54 times at low A Jupiter, and then following his promotion to high A Beloit, his strikeout to walk ratio actually got better. Certainly a good sign. Salas is also starting to show some pop, notching 9 home runs last season between the 2 levels, hitting 4 of them in high A, and driving in a total of 41 runs for the 2022 campaign. Not to mention the fact that this kid has some serious wheel. Check this out. 33 steals and only 1 caught stealing on the season. Amazing! A smart and fast kid, to say the least. Add all that up, and it is not a massive stretch to see Salas, now a Minnesota Twin, playing for AA Wichita this summer, and being 20 years old in AA will certainly put him on people's radar again. Salas' first Bowman auto can be found in 2021 Bowman, and the best part is he's dirt cheap. You can find base autos for less than $20 with routine. One sold on February 26th for just $18, and a few days before that, another one for $18 on February 21st. I myself just picked up a PSA 10 of that card for just $55, so very little downside and plenty of upside. Then we get to one of my favorite prospects, but due to his price, I kept him at number 2 today. He's a shortstop that bats left with an impressive frame and height of 6'4", taken in the first round and 22nd overall in 2021 out of Southridge High School in Huntingburg, Indiana by the Chicago White Sox. You guessed it, Mr. Coulson Montgomery. Did you know that at just 20 years of age, Coulson moved through 3 levels last season? Low A, high A, then finishing up at AA Birmingham. Coulson could have been a college basketball superstar, but chose baseball. I love players like this. I love athleticism. And it generally translates well, and Coulson is clearly no exception given his meteoric rise last summer. At 3 levels last year, Coulson hit .274 with 11 home runs and 47 runs batted in, which is excellent for his first full pro season. His strikeout to walk ratio is incredible for a kid his age, better than 2-1 at low A, and it improved to 1-1 in high A, and he was just 20. I know, some were scared off because his 14-game stint in AA, he hit a dreadful 146 with no home runs and struck out 15 times and only walking twice. But August was really a lot of the reason for such dreadful numbers. Coulson hit just 100 upon his promotion, and I'll give him a pass on that as a sort of settling in period, and we all know that pitching gets considerably better in AA. Now, Coulson did begin to turn things around as the season closed out, and while hitting .179 in September is by no means exceptionally good, that is a drastic improvement. And he did take a couple of walks, even hitting a couple of dingers in September, telling me that he was making adjustments and beginning to settle down. I cannot wait to see how his 2023 campaign goes. Not to mention, he's in big league camp as a non-roster invitee. So amazing. Coulson's first Bowman autos can be found in 2022 Bowman, and a raw copy costs a premium at $100. But I think there's a lot of runway, and should he scuffle, time is on our side, as he only just turned 21. Now, I think it's important to note that sometimes a premium can be paid for players, like in this case, given that he was a first rounder and the fact that he's developing so quickly. Then we come to my man Blaise Jordan, who was featured in a few of our hot and cold segments last summer as a hot player to watch, in case you missed it. I still can't believe this kid is just 20, and that holds true for the entire 2023 season. A third rounder taken by the Red Sox organization, Blaise spent the majority of his 2022 campaign in low A, playing in 95 games when all was said and done. And hitting 8 home runs is by no means a massive number. But I love to see that he hit 29 doubles to go along with the dingers and sported an OPS of 803, tacking on 57 runs batted in. So good. It is not hard to imagine some of those 29 doubles becoming homers as Blaise fills out. Remember, this kid was just 19 years old last year. After a stint in low A, the Red Sox had seen enough and promoted Blaise to high A Greenville, where Blaise raked in the month of August, hitting .348 with 3 home runs and an OPS of .949. Incredible. Now, keep in mind that he did scuffle in September, the final 10 games of the season, but we can attribute that to fatigue or the league kind of figuring how to pitch the kid. But what's most important is to see if Blaise continues to make adjustments, and I am betting he does when the 2023 campaign gets rolling. Blaise's first Bowman auto can also be found in 2021 Bowman and sells with routine for under $50, which is ridiculously cheap for a 20-year-old who is probably headed to AA Portland this season. Given his age, the level he plays at, his propensity for long balls, and the fact that your downside in terms of card prices is capped, he is one of my favorite prospects to watch in 2023. And I am betting with my money that we will make money. Folks, that's all for this week. Please keep in mind that anything said on this channel is strictly my opinion and should be taken as such. You all have an amazing week, and let's play ball.